We are 2 weeks to the day now until the first picks are made, and we will finally learn which team will roll the dice on Tua Tagovailoa. While most mock drafts have him projected 5th to the Dolphins, our ESPN NFL draft predictor doesn't see him lasting that long. According to our model, we have Tua most likely to be selected 3rd overall at over 50% chance. You see it there on your screen. That pick is owned right now by the Lions. Of course, the Dolphins could move up there. Right now, there's only a 23% chance that Tua winds up getting picked at number 5 overall. And we're at that time of the year where all the different rumors start to swirl around 2 weeks away from this draft. And here are my guys for this morning. Dan Orlovsky and Marcus Spears are here. And, you know, Danny, you were making an interesting point as we all sort of weigh the risk and reward of Tua. You were making an interesting point in our meeting this morning. I'd love you to share because it's something I haven't really heard other people say.
Yeah, Greeny, we're not giving Tua enough credit for his toughness. And if you remember the movie The Program, right, we learned that there's a difference between playing hurt and playing injured. You can't play injured. It's going to make the situation worse. But can you play hurt? And playing hurt is about a physical toughness and a mental toughness and a grit that's inside of you. And we watched Tua play hurt in that SEC title game a couple years ago. And then we watched him come back and play in the national title game against Clemson, hurt. We watched him play against LSU this year, hurt, where he threw for 420 yards and 4 touchdowns against a really good defense. And so, you know, durability matters, of course, but so does toughness and so does grit. And the good thing with Tua is he has displayed that. And Greeny, the last thing I would say about it is this. The top 3 free agent quarterbacks this year in the NFL were Tom Brady, Drew Brees, and Teddy Bridgewater. And I know it's convenient right now. Everyone wants to write Tua's tombstone, but they wanted to do that to Tom Brady when he tore his ACL. And they wanted to do it to Drew Brees when he ripped up his shoulder. And they wanted to do it to Teddy Bridgewater when he ripped up his knee. It didn't stop those guys. Those catastrophic injuries did not stop those guys because they're mentally, physically tough, and they've got grit. And I think that Tua has displayed that, and we need to give him more credit for it.
It's an interesting way of looking at it because it's sort of the opposite of what we usually discuss with him. So, Marcus, again, as one who probably saw every snap of his career covering it for the SEC Network, you just saw that our model has the likeliest spot for him to go at number 3. Do you think he is? Would you be willing to roll the dice on trading up if you're the Dolphins or taking him 3rd overall?
Absolutely, G. Look, I'm going where I've been all season long when it comes to this, when we've been having this discussion. We are not talking about giving Tua $60 million to walk in the building. This is an opportunity for the Dolphins not only to hit a grand slam, and if the durability concerns come to rear its ugly head, you know what? That's just a bullet that you have to bite and you start back over. But when I look at Tua and his ability and what I watched Tua do at Alabama with his arm, the way he led a team with a lot of talent around him, I would take that chance on the kid. Now, look, we can't get over the fact that there's durability concerns. That's something that you cannot, through this draft process, get past with just saying, well, he's tough and he played through it. I agree with Dan. That's a quality that you want in your quarterback. But for as long as this draft has been going on, since I have had the ability to watch it and understand it, when guys have injury concerns, it costs them sometimes in this process. And in Tua's situation, obviously what happened at Alabama, beyond the hip, him playing through injury, but also having those injuries is an issue.
Very quickly, because you just said you don't have to spend $60 million on him. I get that. If you're the Dolphins and you take him at 5, that's one thing. They have 3 first-round picks. If you start mortgaging a lot more than just 1, if you start trading stuff, now you are giving up a lot. Are you willing to do that quickly?
But, gee, yes, I am willing to do it because they addressed a lot of their issues in free agency, and the draft process is not the only process that you get your team better. So it's a lot of other avenues that they can use to become better in Miami if you have a franchise quarterback.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.